Good day. Our topic now is simple and compound interest. So what is simple interest? So simple interest is interest computed based on the principal amount of loan or deposit. So bali ang pinaka basis dito ay yung principal amount of loan. Okay, so next natin dito. This is the illustration of simple interest. As you can see that the deposit is 10,000 and nothing change in the principal. Tingnan nyo rito sa year 1, year 2, year 3 up to year 5. And then if the rate is 2% or 0.02, then the annual interest is 200. So 200 per year. That's why yung magiging future value natin dito is 11,000. So yung 10,000 niya, nadagdagan lang ng 1,000 because ang interest niya per year is 200. So bali kung limang 200, it is equivalent to 1,000. So added to 10,000, then the future value of the deposit is equal to 11,000. So this is the illustration again of simple interest. And these are the formulas for simple interest. So we have I sub S. Ibig sabihin nito ay this pertains to simple interest. Is obtained by multiplying the principal, the rate, and the time. And the future value. So if we have the principal and the amount of interest, so we will just add the principal and the simple interest, and we will find the future value. So, if the given are yung the rate, time, and the principal, so we can obtain the future value using this formula. Or, when we use algebraic manipulation here, so if we factor out yung p, since p is common factor, and then we will have 1 plus rt. That's why we can use any of the two. Yan. Any of these two will work. So if the principal, the rate, and time are given. Okay, so ang I sub S natin, simple interest, P is principal, rate, yung small letter R is the rate per year. So small letter T is the term or time in years, and F, capital F is the future value or the maturity value. And these are the examples. So when do we use the formula above? So if we have this, tingnan natin. So halimbawa, ang given natin is P, and then this is 2,000, kunwari, and then R is 5%, in decimal is 0.05. Then yung, kung given yung simple interest or I sub S is equal to 250. So which of the formulas above is appropriate to use? So ang tinatanong dito ay time. So kunwari time yung tinatanong kasi yun lang nawawala. So syempre ito nga yung ating gagamitin. And then substituting all the values. So 250 yung I sub S natin, and then yung P natin is 2,000. And yung ating R is 0.05, and we have the variable T. So 2,000 times 0.05, 2,000 times 0.05 is equal to 100. So 250, and then this is 100T. So divide both sides by 100 to solve for T. Ayan. So after dividing, we will get 2.5. That is T. So our answer is 2.5 years. Since T is the term in years or the amount of time in years. So let's say ito yung given naman. F is equal to 6,000, ang P is 1,000, and we are asked to find what is the simple interest. So, dali lang, ito yung ating gagamitin, and then we have 6,000 equals 1,000 plus I sub S. Since I sub S yung ang unknown, so by transposition or by addition property of equality, so adding negative 1,000 both sides, ayan. So mawawala na yung 1,000 sa right side. And we will have 5,000 na yung ating interest. Yan. So the interest now is equal to 5,000. So if ang given naman ay ito, halimbawa ito yung mga given na sa atin, 3,000, and then we have R equals 6% or 0.06, and ang time halimbawa ay 3 years, and we are asked to find the future value. So alin gagamitin natin? So pag although pwede naman natin gamitin ito, pero mas na-improve natin dito sa kabila. So if we have this F, then we have 3,000 as P, ayan doon sa ating formula, and then 1 plus, ano yung R natin? So 0.06 times yung T natin, which is 3. Yan. And then simplifying further, so we have 1 plus yung 0.06 times 3 is 0.18. Okay, 0.06 times 3 is equal to 0.06 times 3 is equal to 0.18 or 0.18. Ayan. And pag sinimplify pa natin, so this is just 1.18. So ganun lang siya. And then multiply it by 3,000. Okay, times 3,000. So ang magiging sagot natin is equal to 3,540. So bali magiging sagot natin dito is 3,540. Okay? So this is the way of identifying which of the formula is appropriate to use. It is according to the problem and the given information. Okay, ito naman yung problem na isa-solve natin, yung real life problem. So example number 1, a bank offers 0.25 annual simple interest rate for a particular deposit. So how much interest will be earned if 1 million pesos is deposited in the savings account for 1 year? So identify natin, ang tinatanong dito is how much interest. Okay, so how much interest will be earned if 1 million pesos is deposited. So meaning, ang P natin is 1 million. Okay, so 1 million. And yung ating R is 0.25%, or in decimal, if we remove the percent symbol, 0.0025. And then, ang ating time dito is 1 year. Yan. Okay, so pwede na natin makuha ang interest because we have now the PRT. So if the formula is I sub S is equal to PRT, then we will just substitute yung P na 1 million, yung R natin na 0.0025 at yung time natin na 1. So it is equal to 2,500. Yan. So if we multiply it, so we will get 2,500 pesos. So how much interest will be earned if 1 million pesos deposited in this savings account for 1 year? So the interest is 2,500 pesos. Okay? So, next natin. Example number 2, when invested at an annual interest rate of 7%, an amount earned is 11,200 of simple interest in 2 years. So how much money was originally invested? So what is asked in the problem? So that is how much money was originally invested. Therefore, we need to find for P. Then we have the rate, which is equal to 7% or 0.07. Then we have the interest amount of 11,200 pesos. We have the time. The time is equal to 2 years. And now the formula, if you remember, is I sub S, so that is simple interest, is the product of principal, rate, and time. So we have the value for I sub S, which is 11,200, and P is what is asked. And then yung ating R natin, yung R is equal to 0.07, and then the time is equal to 2. So by simplifying the equation, so we can combine, we can multiply 0.07 and 2, and it is 0.14. And then since we are told to solve for P, so we can apply yung division property, dividing both sides by 0.14, and then we have P, and on the left side is 80,000. Therefore, the amount originally invested is equal to 80,000 pesos. Okay, next. So we will now proceed to compound interest. So compound interest is based on the principal amount. So kanina, hanggang dito lang yung ating simple interest. But in compound interest, it is based on the principal amount and the interest that accumulates on it in every period. So di ba? Doon sa pinakita nating illustration kanina, yung 200 ay hindi nagbabago on the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and the last year of investment or of investing the money. So, sa ating sunod na illustration, this is the illustration of compound interest. Yung 10,000 natin ay nag-accumulate. So, yung 200 na interest niya, dinagdag niya as the new principal on the second year of investing the money. And then yung 204 sa second year na interest, nadagdag naman dito sa kanyang principal sa pangatlong taon. Yun namang naging interest niya sa patapusan ng pangatlong taon, nadagdag naman as principal doon sa simula ng pang-apat na taon. And then syempre may interest ulit, idadagdag ulit yan doon sa principal para sa pang-limang taon. At pagkatapos, nakatapusan ng pang-limang taon, meron siyang 216 that will be added to the principal. Ito na yung last year. And ito yung pinaka future value ng pera. So, mapapansin nyo, in compound interest, so it gives a higher interest. Diba? Because the principal is accumulating every period of investment. Yung mga formulas na gagamitin natin. So, when the interest is compounded once a year, then the interest rate is effective, and then we will use this simpler formula. But when the interest is compounded more than once a year, let's say 2 beses, so hindi lang isa, so the rate is called nominal rate. And the formula now is this. Ito na. Medyo mas may nadagdag na variable dito. F equals P times 1 plus R over M raised to T times M. So, yung M dito is the frequency of conversion. So, kung sabihin natin na annual, so the frequency is 1. Pag sinabi nating monthly, frequency is 12. Pag sinabi naman nating weekly, the frequency is 52. Pag sinabi naman natin semi-annually, the frequency is 2. So, yun yung nagiging value ng ating M. So, again, pagka every year lang yung ating compound interest, ito yung gagamitin natin. Yan, simple lang. So, pagka naman more than once a year, let's say, compounded monthly, so ito yung ating dapat na gamitin na formula in computing the future value of the compound interest. But we can also compute other variable like P. Pwedeng P ang makompute natin. Pwede natin makuha din yung R. Pwede natin makuha yung T. So ngayon, since nadagdag yung M sa compound interest, kunwari ito yung mga compounding period natin. So we have pag annually, so bali 1 lang yung ating M. So yung M natin is equal to 1. So pag semi-annually, so 2 ang frequency of conversion natin. Pag quarterly, so how many conversion in a year? So there are 4. So yung M natin ay 4. Pag sinabing monthly, how many months in a year? So that is 12. Pag sinabi ng weekly, so that is 52. So ito yung mga corresponding value of our M. Yan. And then yung rate natin, this is 2%. Pansin nyo, ang nakalagay dito is 2%. All we have to do is to divide, diba? Ang atin namang kanina is R over M. Nakalagay doon is R over M. Kunwari itong R over M is equal to J, halimbawa. So ano yung value ng ating J dito? So magiging diba ang 2% is equal to 0.02 divided by 1 is still 0.02. So, kung siya naman ay nasa semi-annually, so that is 0.02 divided by 2 is equal to 0.01 or we can say 1%. So, kung halimbawa naman dito sa pangatlo, so 0.02 divided by 4, so it is equal to 0.005. So, dito naman sa monthly natin, so monthly is 0.02 divided by 4, 12 rather. So, it is equal to 0.0001 tapos 666, dire-diretso dyan yung 6 natin. So, pagka naman weekly, lalo nang mas maliit itong ating value, 0.02 divided by 52. So, when we divide it by 52, so we will get, medyo maliit na yung value natin dito. So, that is equal to 0. Kasi ang pinapakita ng calcu is scientific notation. So, 0.00384 and so on. Yan. So, yun yung magiging mga rate per interest period. So, that is rate per annum. Ayan. So, rate per every 6 months. Ay, ito. And then, this is rate every 3 months. Ito naman ay monthly rate. And this is weekly rate. Okay, that is yung ating tinatawag na J. So, ang conversion period natin dito is, ilan? So, this is 1 year. Annually kasi, 1 year. 1 year. Ito naman ay 6 months or 1/2 year. So, yun yung ating conversion period. So, this is 3 months. Dito sa quarterly. And then, sa monthly is, syempre, 1 month. And dito sa weekly is 1 week. Yan. Okay. So, yan yung conversion period ng annually, semi-annually, quarterly, monthly, and weekly. Okay, now let us proceed to solving problems involving compound interest. So, this is problem number 1. Mr. Lee invested 150,000 pesos at 10% compounded annually. So he plans to get this amount after 6 years for his son's college education. So how much will he get? So again, ang tinatanong dito is F, because when we are solving problem, yun ang ating unang kino-consider. So what is asked? So dapat ma-identify natin ano yung tinatanong. And then ano yung mga given information? So we have P, which is 150,000. Ang R natin is equal to 10%. Yan, in percent form, and in decimal form can be 0.1 or 0.10. And yung T natin is equal to 6 years. This is compounded annually, kaya ito ay under ng effective rate. So dahil siya ay under ng effective rate, the formula is the simpler one. So P is equal to 1 plus R raised to T. And then we are now able to find the future value. P is equal to 150,000. And then ang ating this is constant added to R, or added by R, which is 0.01. So 1 plus 0.01 is equal to 1.1. And then our T is equal to 6. Then by PEMDAS natin, unahin natin yung exponent muna. So sa exponent natin, 1.1 raised to 6. So 1.1 raised to 6 is equal to 1.77. Ito. So 1.771561. And then multiplying the two, or multiplying what we obtained by 150,000 is equal to 265,734.15 pesos. Yan. So that this will be the future value. So how much will Mr. Lee get? So Mr. Lee will get 265,734.15 pesos after 6 years. And example number 2, Harley deposited 5,000 in a bank, paying 12% compounded quarterly. So this time, this is not annually. So pasok na kaagad to, or this belongs to nominal rate kaagad. And then after 4 years and 5 months, Harley decided to close her account. So how much money would she be able to get from the bank? So again, hinahanap ulit yung future value, but we have the principal, which is 5,000 pesos. Our rate per year is 12%, or 0.12 per year. But this is compounded quarterly, that's why we need to solve for J. We have 1, di ba ang J natin is R over M. That is 0.12 divided by M. But ano ba yung M natin? So this is quarterly, and we know that M, if it is quarterly, is 4. So divide it by 4. Then we will get 0.03. Ayan. Divide 8 by 4, yung 0.12 natin. So we'll get 0.03. So now, if the formula is this, so F is equal to P times 1 plus R over M raised to Tm. So ang Tm natin dito, so Tm is equal to, since the time is equal to 4 years and 5 months, so ang T natin, so T is equal to 4 and 5 over 12. So bali 4 and 5 over 12 is equal to 53 over 12. In ano siya, ito ay sa improper form, 53 over 12. But if this is 53 over 12 for T, and M is equal to 4, then we can reduce it into 53 over 3. Yan. So ngayon, since yung R over M is J, so pwede nating mas masimplify pa yung formula. This is 1 plus J only. And our TM, which is, ilalagay na natin yung mga value ngayon. So F now is equal to, so ilagay natin yung 5,000 times 1.03, 1 plus J. Kasi kung ito yung J plus 1 is 1.03 and then raised to TM, which is 53 over 3. So if we simplify further, then we'll get this 5,000. This is 5,000 times 1.68574,166. Yan. Then finding the product of 5,000 and this value gives us 8,428.71 or 8,428.71 pesos. So how much money would she be able to get from the bank? She will get 8,428.71 after 4 years and 5 months. So nagdagdagan, ang laki ng dagdag sa 5,000. So bali halos nadagdagan siya ng 3,400 if the amount would be able to get is 8,428.71 pesos. Number 3, what is the interest of 25,000 if invested at 4.5% compounded annually in 3 years and 2 months? So may mga putal-putal dito. So ang tinatanong dito ngayon ay yung interest. That is about compound. That's why it is I sub C. So ngayon, ang principal natin is 25,000 and yung ating R is equal to 4.5% per annum. Per annum siya. And yung time natin is 3 years and 2 months. Or 3 and 1/6. Tama ba? 3 and 1/6. Or pwede pa natin i-convert sa decimal. So ang pinaka-decimal form niya is 3.1666. Ayan. Then pwede naman natin gawin din na improper form. So 19 over 6 kung saan tayo nadadalian. And then para malaman natin yung future value, so we have P times 1. Since this is annual, kaya ang gagamitin natin yung mas madaling formula. R raised to T. So that is 25,000. Ang R natin is equal to, ayan, so 0.045 plus 1, so 1.045 raised to T, which is equal to 3.16666, or pwedeng ilagay natin is 19 over 6 as power ng 1.045. And then solving further, so it will give you 2.5, ayan, 2.5 or 25,000 times pag pinerform na natin itong exponent niya, so 1.149568672, and finding the product will give us 28,739.22. That is the future value. But the question is, what is the interest? Ayan, babalikan pa rin natin yon. But we know that the future value is the sum of the principal and the interest. So if the future value is 28,739.22 and the principal is equal to 25,000, so what is I? So I now can be solved by addition property of equality by adding negative 25 or by transposing 25,000 to the left side. Then we will get 3,739.22 as the compound interest. Ayan. So, when we subtract 25,000 from 28,729.22, we'll get 3,739.22. Okay, example number 4, the future value of a deposit at 5% compounded monthly is 20,000. If the money is invested for 3 years, how much was the deposit? So we have R equals 5% or 0.05. The future value is given, so that is 20,000 pesos. And this is compounded monthly, that's why M is equal to 12. So how many years? So that is 3 years, that's why ang ating T is equal to 3. And since it is not effective because it is compounded monthly, so ang formula natin yung may R over M. And yun yung J natin. R natin is 0.05 divided by M, which is 12. So doon natin makukuha yung answer na 0.0041666. Dire-diretso yan. So kailangan na lang natin is yung exponent. So that is yung product ng T at M. So 3 times 12 is equal to 36. So the formula now of finding the future value is this. So that is 1 plus J raised to N. But ang ating concern dito is what is F? What is P? Yan. So ngayon, lagay natin yung mga value. So that is 20,000 pesos. P is missing. And 1 plus yung value ng J, 41666, dire-diretso. And then raised to 36. Then after that, I get this. So 20,000. And then this is 1.16147221. So dividing both sides by this value, yung 1.16. So 1.16147221 both sides. 1.161472231. So makakancel na natin to and we solve for P. That is equal to 17,219.52. So how much was the deposit? The deposit was 17,219.52. And after 3 years at 5% compounded monthly, it will become 20,000. Next. This is last example. In how many years a deposit of 10,000 will be doubled at the rate of 2% compounded annually. So this is compounded annually, kaya yung mas madaling formula ang ating gagamitin, yung F is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to T. So ano ba tinatanong dito? In how many years? So T is what is asked, and we have the following information. Ang P natin is equal to 10,000, but since it is targeting for the double amount, so the future value para maging double yung 10,000 natin will be 20,000. It should be 20,000 so that yung 10,000 is doubled, and our rate is equal to 2% or 0.02. Then I have wala na tayong ibang given doon. So let us use this formula. So F natin is equal to 20,000, then equals P, which is 10,000, and then I have 1 is constant, and R is equal to 0.02. Since it is compounded annually, kaya yung J natin na R over M is the same, because 0.02 divided by 1. The frequency of conversion is 1 lang if it is annually. That's why it is equal to 0.02. Ayan, so 0.02 and then raised to t. And then, simplifying natin further, so 20,000 is equal to 10,000. And then, yung what is inside the grouping symbol can be added. So, 1.02 yung kanyang sum. And now, solving for t, so we need to eliminate other value from the right side. So, divide both sides by 10,000 to remove that 10,000 from the right side. So, 20,000 divided by 10,000 is equal to 2. And on the right side is 1.02 raised to t. So, how do we solve for t? So, we'll apply the concept of logarithm. So, get the logarithm of both sides. So, log 2 is equal to log 1.02 raised to t. And by applying the formula or the property of logarithm, or the law of logarithm, so this is t times log 1.02. And then solving for t, so divide both sides by log of 1.02, and then we will now able to solve for t. So log base 2, log of 2 divided by log of 1.02 is equal to approximately 35 years. So meaning, if you want your 10,000 to become 20,000 or double the amount at the rate of 2% compounded annually, so you need to deposit it for approximately 35 years. Okay? So thank you for watching the video. So the next topic natin will be simple ordinary annuity.